Right, here is another very important question that we need to understand in counting principles. The question reads, how many 5-digit codes can be formed from the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? That is, we are using those 5 digits. Question number A, it's saying no digit may be used more than once. So if no digit can be used more than once, the most important thing is let's create our positions. We are saying it's a 5-digit code, which means it must have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So no digit must be used once. What this simply means is that it's saying you cannot repeat digits. Once used, it's used. So which means on position number 1, we can use any of the 5 digits, but we are not allowed to repeat. Therefore, on position number 2, we'll be left with 4 digits. Then we use 1 again, we'll be left with 3, then 2, then 1. After which we must now multiply them, which is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which is exactly the same as to say 5 factorial. And from the calculator, 5 factorial is equals to 120. Now on B, the question is saying no digit may be used more than once and the code must start with a 5. So which means again repetition is not allowed. Therefore we create our positions, position number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. No digit may be used more than once, and no digit may be used more than once, and the code must start with a 5. So which means on position number 1 we must surely start with a 5, which means on the first position we have no option, so we must start with a 5. Therefore we only have one choice, that is we must put a 5. But now repetition is not allowed. So if we have used the 5 already, which means we are left with 4 digits. Then from there we use 1 again, we are left with 3, with 2, then 1, from which now we must also multiply, which is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, and the answer in this case is equals to 24. Now the last question is saying there is no restriction, which means repetition is allowed, on how often a digit is used, but the digit must end with a 5. So which means here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The only restriction is that the digit must end with a 5, which therefore means in this case on the last position we can only use one digit, which is a 5, so it's 1. Then we now start filling from the first one. There's no restriction, which means it will be 5 there, 5 here, because we are not repeating. It's 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, which is like 5 to the power 4, which is in this case exactly equal to 625. Thank you so much. May God bless you.